Hello and welcome, or welcome back if you've been here before. And where you are is at a new video series of mine called Career Tripwires. And we're on day 2, episode number 2. And what we talk about in this series is the top 5 things middle-aged men do wrong when it's time for a professional change. And episode 2 is we're going to be talking about guys that think they know how to find a job after telling me that I haven't looked for work in 20 years. And so I think there's a few things going on here, and it's not a criticism, it's just an observation. I think guys at this stage of the game, midlife, that I talk to, that most of them have had significant success, and they make the mistake of thinking that that success is transferable to the process of finding another job. And some of it is, which is probably why there's that temptation to feel that way. But much of it is not. Much of it is nuanced. There are a lot of things that I've learned in 30 years of helping people with this that most people don't know. And because I hear in the feedback that I get from people that I never would have thought of that, or that makes perfect sense now that I think about it, things like that. But, if you think that it's all transferable, you're going to get stuck up in it. You're going to get caught up in it. And frankly, if it's been 20 years, most of what goes on in that process has probably changed. But in essence, what I want you to think of is forget about your resume for a second, forget about your job title, forget about your LinkedIn profile. For now, we'll deal with those things later. What I want you to think about is, who are you? Why are you in the situation that you're in? What do you want to do next? And then think through what that story might look like, might sound like, and begin to practice that story. But it's also an opportunity, as I said in the last video, to perhaps reshape yourself entirely. And if that's the case, don't just blow by that and jump into another job because it's the same title in the same industry. You don't need to do that. But the general message here in this episode is, don't do anything tactical yet. Think strategically, think opportunistically, and go through that in your mind, bounce that off of your colleagues, bounce that off of your wife, your kids, whoever's opinion you trust, and start to build that story. And then you're also going to want to have a strategy with regard to recruiters and then networking, all of those things. So build that foundation first, then we can start talking about what your resume looks like. Because I think depending on where you are in your career, I can maybe even help you find a job without even using a resume. And we'll talk about that in a future episode as well. All right, I hope that was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in episode 3. Have a great day.